Welcome back to the second part of Artist on Art today, June 18th, 2014. I have the wonderful pleasure of speaking with Professor Annapurna Pandey. Annapurna, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you, KGSC, and thank you, Nada.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Professor Annapurna Pandey, she teaches in anthropology. In anthropology, and
at
you
UC
teach
Santa Cruz, and I teach India and Indian diaspora through Bollywood, and also I teach a very popular course called Bollywood Dance and Culture. And that has been offered by colleges Crown and Porter. So I have been here at UCSC since 1995.
Wow, it's wonderful. And I'm so glad you were able to come up on to the KZSC station. We're up in the hills a little bit here on UCSC. And the reason you came by today is to talk about a very special program that's happening this Friday, June 20th. And it's one show only.
Yes.
At 7 p.m. at the Santa Cruz High School Auditorium, which is at 415 Walnut Avenue here in Santa Cruz. And this is a Indian performing arts promotion.
Yes.
And it's called Mokshya.
Yes.
An intoxicating spiritual journey through dance, featuring the world acclaimed, now you're going to have to help me with this, Rudrakshya Odissi Dance Troupe.
Yes.
And these are people coming from Odissi.
Yes.
Odisha. It's incredible. And last week, I had the great pleasure of speaking with Revital Carroll. Revital is a dear friend of mine who has been doing Odissi dance for many years and is now a teacher and has a performing troupe, Shakti Bhakti Ensemble. You can go to artistonart.com to see our interview, the video of Revital and myself talking about her performance. And during our talk, she mentioned that she originally went to Odisha to learn how to dance Odissi, and these are the dancers you're bringing are her teachers.
Yes. I would not have known because when I attended Rabital's program at Loudon Nelson Center last week, couple of weeks ago, I saw she was acknowledging all the dancers that I am bringing this week to Santa Cruz. So I was just amazed. Then after the show, I talked with her. She said yes, that Rudrakshya has been her mentor. Guru Vichitrananda Swami, the director, producer, very much, he's the guru, the teacher of this troupe. He also taught Rabital. So you can see Odissi, a 5,000-year-old dance tradition, is known as the oldest form of Indian classical dance, even going back before 2nd century BC, and making waves in Santa Cruz, California.
What a small world, Annapurna. It's amazing to me how this all came together, and that separately you two are connected to this part of the world, and that you are connected so much that you're bringing the answers. Have they been to the U.S. before?
Great question. This group, this is their 5th visit to USA, and this is their 3rd visit to Santa Cruz, California. Wow. We all have been very lucky to have watched their program in the past. And whenever we offered, I think last time it was in 2002, whenever we offered Rudrakshya and their dance, we would have amazingly spellbound audience. So the audience appreciated their dance, the notion of spirituality, and the notion of meditation, yoga in the dance. So always the audience would request me, can we have them back? Can we have them back? Because here it is, just like it's a classical dance, and these dancers, 10 dancers are coming from Odisha, 5 male dancers and 4 female dancers, and their dance guru. And they all have been trained since the age 4 or 5 in this dance form. And it is their life. It is their identity. It is their livelihood. So these are professional dancers who have committed their life to this dance, and they have been promoting this throughout the world. What is amazing about this dance is that it combines both sensuousness, sensuality, and spirituality.
Yes, and that's exactly what Ravita was talking about last week, that this is her practice.
Yes.
That this dance.
Yeah, and you can imagine that kind of, as you know, in other religious traditions, disciplines, philosophies, there is a clear-cut separation between sensuality and spirituality. But here in this dance form is the expression of the Hindu religion, Hindu spirituality. Here, it deeply promotes love. It deeply promotes romance. It deeply promotes the sensuous love between Radha and Krishna, the gods and goddesses, and the kind of, being paired together, and also the dancers from the temples and the kind of the temple sculptures. And at the same time, the dance is offered to the divine. So it combines the two without seeing any conflict between the two.
Which normally there's the mind-body separation that we're stuck in the Western tradition.
That's right, absolutely. And here you see it is the unity. It is the holistic way to look at the self, look at the person and the universe together. And it also, you can see just beautifully, it emphasizes on the the kind of the discipline, that how they have been trained, and what the audience really enjoy here, what we don't get to see mainly in the Western world, and also the Indian diaspora now who are coming and practicing this dance. Mainly it is confined to the women. So women perform this dance. But here you would be seeing men. These are all men dancing, and this male choreography, this kind of the chemistry going between the male and female. Oh. And so this is something absolutely unique and outstanding.
And very exciting. You're listening to Artist on Art. I'm speaking with Annapurna Pandey. She is a professor here in anthropology at UCSC, and she's talking about a wonderful event that's happening this Friday, June 20th at 7 o'clock at the Santa Cruz High School. An amazing, unique experience. We're going to take a little break. We're going to listen to a little bit more Odissi Dance in preparation for this wonderful event happening this Friday. We're so lucky. It's amazing. Santa Cruz rocks. Here we go.
It does.
ले ढली मुनिको आश्रम टली रसरे पड़िले ढली व्याघ्र पछे कुरंगी गोडाइला.
Professor Annapurna Pandey, who are we listening to in the background here?
Yes, this is a wonderful male singer coming from Odisha. His name is Rudra Shah. He has been trained in Odissi, and this is a devotional song offered to Lord Krishna. And here he is talking about who is playing the flute in Vrindavan, so that he is already attracting all these women running after the sound of the flute.
Wonderful. And this is Odisha music.
Yes, this is it's Odia music.
Odia
the
music.
Language is called Odia, from the state of Odisha in the southeastern part of India.
And you are helping bring over 10 dancers from Odisha.
From Odisha.
And they will be dancing the traditional Odissi dance.
Yes.
And it's this Friday, June 20th, one night only, folks, 7 o'clock p.m. at the Santa Cruz High School Auditorium. And where will people be able to go to get their tickets?
I know that it is just kind of going to happen very soon. It is day after tomorrow on Friday at 7 p.m. at Santa Cruz High School. And for tickets, they can go to the website risinginternational.org, or tickets also will be available at the door.
Wonderful. Professor Annapurna here, Pandey, she's talking about this wonderful event, Rudrakshya. Rudrakshya.
You know, Rudrakshya is the beads that always that kind of, here, these are the Rudrakshya. It is a bead of a particular tree, which also stand for spirituality.
Oh, Oh, wonderful. This is the Odissi Dance Troupe that's coming. They got to be playing somewhere else, right?
Yeah, in fact, tonight they are performing in Los Angeles. So they are doing a tour of USA. They have been dancing around in kind of a couple 24 places all over USA. And so their next stop will be Santa Cruz.
Wonderful.
On the 20th.
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit. You are a anthropology professor here at UCSC, and you give a wonderful class on Bollywood. How is this related and different?
Excellent question. Bollywood is now so popular because, as you must have seen now, it is also Hollywoodized, and also we see it incorporated in modern dances like Zumba and other dance forms, and very popular now in the Indian diaspora in the USA and also in the mainstream. When I teach this dance, I always look at the history because Bollywood started during the colonial period in India. It was in the late 19th century. But what has gone into making the Bollywood, especially what is special about Bollywood is the dance and music. And in the dance is very spectacular. Besides the color, besides the kind of the rhythm and the sound, the music, you can see the kind of the uniqueness of indigeneity or Indianness about the dance. And that has come from these Indian classical dance traditions. Because you would be seeing that many of these dancers, Bollywood dancers who do the Bollywood, they have been trained in the Indian classical dance. So when they are so well disciplined, they already know the form and they already know the content. When they do Bollywood, they are just absolutely phenomenal. So Bollywood definitely has this kind of the root, that the source in the classical dances. That's the reason why when I teach this course, Bollywood Dance and Culture, I bring in the various Indian classical dancers to talk about their dance form, the background, and also what's the connection between the classical dance like Odissi, Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Kathakali, among others, with Bollywood. So, and students simply cannot have enough of it.
They eat it up.
Yes.
Of course, because it's so wonderful.
And
it's so joyful.
For example, the mudras, or the kind of the gestures.
With your hands.
With your hands.
And your fingers and
with
how
the
they're placed.
fingers, and the gestures with the eyes, with the neck, that kind of. So the gestures simply, they are very much rooted in the Indian classical dance. And each one says something about an emotion. And it has a quality.
Well, I remember Revital Carroll talking about how each movement is a language,
yes.
and you are speaking to those that understand the language.
Yes.
And you can still enjoy it, whether you fully understand all of the different movements. We did talk a little bit. I actually tried. I did a workshop in Odissi Dance, and I have to say it was the hardest dance form I have ever tried. I've tried a lot. I love to dance. And the way Revital was saying, you broke it down to 5 different zones in your body, and they're all moving in different directions with your eye and your neck and your hips and your shoulders and your feet, and stamping and remembering to put your fingers together, like the different mudras. It
is like the Tribhangi. Imagine Tribhangi, and it is after very much been choreographed after the Lord Jagannath, the marker of the identity of Odisha. So how the body is broken into 3 parts and simultaneously, and not only that, by breaking the body, by folding the body in 3 parts, they would be doing the dance. So it is like the neck, the torso, and then also the limb. So it is just amazing how they do it. And you are absolutely right, Nada, that you can see why it requires such intense training.
Yeah, or starting when you're really young, like the troupe that's coming.
Yeah,
and they started at, you said, 4 years old. 4
or 5 years, you will be seeing, and that, please, I invite you to come to this dance.
I can't wait.
And these male dancers, they have been trained as Gotipua. This is called the single boy dance, and they have been trained at home by their gurus, the teachers, and they maintain that guru shishya parampara, or the teacher disciple tradition, throughout their life. And no wonder Revital has been acknowledging her teachers, and she has brought Odissi to Santa Cruz through her dance company.
Shakti Bhakti Ensemble. I love to say that. I don't know why. It's a fun thing to say. Annapurna Pandey, Professor Annapurna Pandey, is here talking about a wonderful event happening Friday, June 20th. One show only, folks, and you'll get to see Rudrakshya Odissi Dance Troupe. And there's 10 dancers. You have quite a few of them are male. 5 of them are male and 3 of them are female. And the Revital, of course, when she was teaching her workshop, she was doing it for female. It was all women, actually. And there's a roundness to the dance, even when you're in moving your 3 areas in different directions, you're still holding around. There are times when you are straight to bring in the masculine. How do the masculine dancers, could you describe a little bit about how what we're going to see them do on Friday?
One has to see it to believe it,
right.
I would say. Because here, these male dancers, that they would be, because as we just mentioned, you would see how beautifully, exquisitely they would be folding their bodies. They would be showing the roundness, and at the same time, they would become a kind of a sculpture of the temple in order to tell you that what it is like to be a dancer, an angelic dancer or a heavenly dancer. So, and they will be singing, they will be dancing to the music of the great poets coming from the 12th century and 12th to 15th century, and and this dance also, as you mentioned, that is a very, very vigorous dance. It is known for its energy, it is known for its vigor, its strength, and the rhythm.
Well, they're stomping their feet.
Yes.
And
constantly. That's constantly.
And there's bells on the ankles. And
that's
so
right.
You're not only stomping and hearing the percussion of that, you're also hearing the tinkling of the bells.
Absolutely. And the pieces that they're bringing to us, they're very unique. If some of you have already watched it in 2002, you would not be disappointed. Each piece is new. The director has personally kind of put together a new show, a kind of a completely new choreography for his tour. So it is going to be an amazing show.
Oh, Annapurna Pandey, please tell us, where can we go to buy the tickets? You need to go to
risinginternational.org, and as you all know, you will do a service by coming to this show, and you will definitely you will be blessed by so many needy people in the world, because Rising International we are collaborating with for this show. It is a local organization situated here in Santa Cruz. Carmel Judd, the director of this program, the founder director, she started this with such a golden heart. She wanted to reach out to the women who have been affected by war, by poverty, by human trafficking, and other abuses all over the world. So she started reaching out to these women, not just by donating money or by arranging any sort of donation. She wanted to make these women stakeholders and to feel good about what they do,
and empowered,
and in the process to empower them, to kind of build the selfhood in them, like to realize their worth, their capability. So she asks these women to produce art, what they are good at. So you will be seeing the art pieces like pillows and necklaces and also aprons, so many wonderful things made by these women in different different parts of the world, and including India. They work also with women in India. So if you come to this show and just kind of see the goods that these women have made and read a little bit of history about these women, you are already benefiting the people. So look at it as already a kind of an act of love, act of service if you come to this show.
Well, I hope everybody does make it to Friday, June 20th, to the Santa Cruz High School Auditorium. One show only, folks. You get to see the teachers of the teacher of Shakti Bhakti Ensemble. They will be coming from India. Actually, they're doing a U.S. tour right now, but they're originally from there, and that's where Revital went and worked with them. There'll be 5 dancers and 3 female dancers, and they will be, again...
And their dance guru and I think a light and sound technician is coming with them.
And you can go to risinginternational.org, and they're going to be featuring a pop-up global marketplace before and after the Mokshya performance.
Yeah. Since you mentioned Mokshya, it is about liberation. It's about realization of oneself. And here, the dancers as well as the audience, they will experience this kind of realization of selves through the dance. So the dancer and the dance and the audience, they become one. So this is going to be a spellbound show. Do come and watch them.
Thank you so much, Professor Annapurna. Thank you for listening, you, the dear audience, to today's Artist on Art here at kzsc.org.